Okay, with Ali May, The Abiding is the short film played at the Romance and Relationships Film Festival. She is the writer and director. This is not, is this, because I was, your blog interview was alluding that this might be your first film, or is it kind of like,
No, not at all.
okay,
Not at all. No, this was like I think my eighth or ninth short film.
okay, wow. Because it's just because you said you wrote the script a long time ago and it's sitting on your computer. Then
Yep.
you said, okay, I'm going to start shooting it. And then you went about shooting it.
I have a lot of scripts on my computer.
Yeah.
I have been writing a long time. I've been writing my whole life. I've been writing screenplays exclusively for I think I started writing kind of with a focus on screenplays around 2011, 2012. I have written a total of 31 feature films and dozens, like dozens of short films. I have a lot of short films on my computer. So yeah, I
So
have
that, doing the math, that's like you're writing two feature scripts a year.
I am writing about two feature scripts a year. I was for a long time. It takes me longer to write now because I had a stroke in 2017 and it killed like the center of my brain, which is my language. And so I have to take it takes longer now. So I write about an average of 1.5 scripts a year now.
Oh, well, it's one and a half more than most people, right? So like,
I don't know what other people write. I try not to look at those kind of things.
a good way to look at it.
And I really try hard not to compare myself to others. So it's hard in this business to not do that. But yeah,
So
I'm just
this particular film, it's really one location. You just need some excellent actors, which you got. And I guess that's what you're alluding to in the blog interview, where you got the script, you got the room, and then you're ready to shoot, I guess.
yeah, and
Easier said than done, but go ahead, yeah.
it just came together because I really believe that as a director, which is the same thing as a writer, right? Like you have to practice the craft. You don't just, you don't just write a great script. You write and you write and you write, and then every now and then you hit on something great. And I think it's the same with directing. I focus on just learning from not necessarily like making something great every single time, although I strive to do my best. I want to learn how to become the best director and the best filmmaker I can become, and that takes practice. And so I shoot a film whenever I have the chance to, whenever I have the funds and the talent and the means. And so I was at the Beverly Hills Film Festival. I had this really great room I had rented, and I was like, this is really cinematic. Like this room is really beautiful. And so then I was like, okay, made phone calls. I was like, hey guys, I was there with the actress who was in The Abiding. She had also been in another one of my films. We were there to celebrate that film. And so I was like, do you want to shoot something? Like we can put this together in a couple of days. And that's what we did. We put it together literally in a couple of days.
That's awesome. So you're at a film festival, and then you made a film during when you were at a film festival.
One day, yeah, in one
Yeah,
day.
I've been to many festivals, and of course, people come to our festival. I've never heard of that before. That's amazing.
Yeah, we took one day from the middle of the festival. We were like,
Yeah.
do we want to see any of, like it wasn't really like did we want to see any of the films because I wanted to see all the films, but I
Sure.
was like, we can squeeze it in here. And we started at like 8 o'clock in the morning and we finished at I think about 1 o'clock at night. And we just boom, 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 boom. We just hammered it out. We stealthily got all the equipment in there. Like I have this great and an all-woman team too. So I really make a point of working with all female crew, and I have a great crew in LA. And I'm not going to say the hotel we were staying at because I don't want to get in trouble, but
Okay.
we snuck in all the equipment. We had all the equipment coming in suitcases. It was hilarious. That could have been a movie on its own, right? Like it was so funny. And then we with every knock on the door, we were like, quiet, because we didn't ask for permission. We just
Sure.
did it. And I mean, I feel bad saying that, but that's what we
Oh my
did.
God, like half the filmmakers I talk to that we rip locations. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it
What
was
you're supposed
really
to do.
fun.
Yeah.
And it came together great. And while we were having lunch, we saw Taylor Sheridan. So
They even do that in mainstream films. I've worked in locations, trust me. They do that even in big films.
good to know because I'm getting ready to shoot my first feature and I'm planning on doing a little bit of that.
Yeah, yeah, sure. That's what it's about. Okay, so you so you had the crew. So you work with you. I was just gonna I had the down. So you work with the same cinematographer. You work with the same.
I have a few different cinematographers that
Okay.
I work with, but yeah, I have my preferred cinematographers. And the photographer the cinematographer that shot The Abiding, Jen Page, she's amazing. Jen Gettings rather, she is amazing. She is so collaborative and so creative, and we just did everything. We did blocking and we did I mean I shot listed the night before, so I had my shot list. We did all that, but we did all the blocking and stuff as we went along. So, and her ideas are just very fluid and really just super creative.
And so yeah, like but you had the script though. That's the
The
great part.
script, yeah.
You had the
I had
script.
the script. Yeah.
And without giving too much away, it's just that there's some intimate, let's just say there's some intimate scenes, I guess, in the film. I
Yeah.
love the way you shot it too. Kind of always from her kind of angle, always from her point. Well, it's her story, right? So, but it's always
Yeah.
from
Yeah. Yeah.
what she's experiencing, what she's reacting to.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We did the best we could, with the locations. The location wasn't exactly conducive to the story that I had written, so we kind
Mhm.
of
Sure.
improvised a lot.
And so I just got to point out the actress. The actress is Alicia Dawn Hampton.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. She's amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, she's fantastic. And you kind of like did you changed around the lighting because kind of like we don't know what age she is in certain parts. Is that done on purpose, I'm assuming?
We changed the lighting for so uh, she is the same age because she's remembering everything.
Okay, yeah, but I thought she was
We
okay. Oh,
changed,
gotcha. It's for her. Yeah, her
we
age.
changed the lighting to reflect the time in her life
Gotcha.
and the emotional state of the relationship that she was in. The first relationship was her first love. It was sunny, it was bright, it was beachy,
Yeah,
so I don't know if you can tell in the sound editing, there's some sounds of waves and seagulls. It's the beach. It's like youth. And then the second man was, we tried to go with like deep purples in that. Um, it didn't work out as well because of the lighting in the room, but we just couldn't get the lighting quite right, not exactly where we wanted it, but I really wanted that to evoke that feeling of danger and like you shouldn't be in this dark space, but you're in this dark space because you're drawn to it. That's like that passionate love that breaks your heart and crushes your soul, but makes you grow a million times. And then the comfort, the soothing light, and kind of like just warm light of that constant love of, your person, you're the one that you're with for life, or until they're gone or you're gone.
yeah. And so then you did it. You said you're like almost like a 15-hour shoot, and so she's
Yeah.
being intimate with three different men. You could
Yeah.
say that one would say that a superficial reaction would be like, "Oh, she got to make out with three handsome men. That's great in one day." But I know it's not that simple, right? So it's like
Yeah.
very, it's a lot of work.
Alicia is one of those actors, and honestly, like all of those actors that I worked with, and all of the actors that I work with. I mean, I love actors so much, and Alicia is one of those actresses that she will cut a vein open. Like she will just go there. She wants to make she wants to bring the character to life. That is her goal. And she is not concerned about how she looks. She's not concerned about like what her, if a wrinkle is showing or um, she's just really, really vulnerable for you. And it's such an honor to direct an actress like that. That is, all of them were like that though, too. I have to say, like, it was not comfortable for the guys, especially Johnny Rosales, who is, he's doing really intimate things with her.
Yeah.
And it's not pornographic, and it never got
Yeah.
that way. I mean,
Yeah.
we were very, like I said, it's an all-female crew. We were all very conscientious about both of their comfort levels, but still, it's still like the implication is there, and it's could be very uncomfortable. But they were so warm. They were all so warm with each other and just, taking care of one another too. It was just a really beautiful experience too. And watching Alicia just bare her soul like that was just an honor, honestly.
Yeah, and you mentioned the second man, that scene. Yeah, it was all done like it was about the emotion, it was about the story, it was about what type of man. The thing that he does is that it shows what type of man he is, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
it served the story, and it was nothing. There was nothing pornographic about it at all. I thought
Thank
it was
you.
very
I mean,
sensual.
that was my hope that it would
Yeah.
serve the story.
Yeah, it does, right? Because it's like it's some we're all very kind of weird about sex, right? And especially in the Western world, I mean, general, of course, but that tells you what he does. It tells you a lot about both the relationship, right? It does.
My hope
Yeah,
was that all of the men's actions were telling
yeah,
about the relationship with her and to her. Um, but again, like Johnny Rosales is that middle actor,
yeah,
and he is just such a phenomenal actor. I can't speak highly enough about any of them. Tyler McKenna, who played the last actor, I've worked with him on several projects now. I've worked with all of them on several projects, so I kind of have gotten to know them, and they're just also such committed actors and really committed to their craft. So it's so honorable, and it's really inspiring to work with them with people like that, because then it makes me feel more confident as a director. It makes me feel like, gosh, these people are entrusting me to their performance or to work with them on their performance. That really says a lot to me about their esteem for me, because I don't think that, you can work with people like that if you're just some hack, you know what I mean?
yeah. And they you called them within a day to get you casted them within a day.
A little bit more than a day, but
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
roughly. It
Yeah.
was it was very on the fly.
Yeah. And
It
then
was
just
very
did you
last
work with them
minute. Yeah.
before, the three actors in the past?
I've worked with, yeah, those
Okay.
three actors, those four actors in the past. Well, not Braden, not he was the first one. He was actually a replacement for the person that I wanted to work with. So
Okay.
I found him within like a few days of going to LA and shooting it. I found him really quickly before we shot, and just kind of crossed my fingers that he was going to be as good as he looked, because he looked really pretty.
Yeah.
He looked really beautiful, and I was like, I really want him because he looks really good. And he just, gosh, I mean, I thought his performance was just so beautiful and so like just innocent, and just, oh, he was such, I can't wait to work with him again. I can't wait to have the right project to work with him again.
That's terrific. So yeah, it's such a great. I love that story. Like I said, it's almost like a Mission Impossible. Let's bring everybody up, and yeah, like it's yeah,
I was really stressed too. I was like,
sure,
I don't handle stress very well, so I was like biting my fingernails all day with everyone coming down the hall. Like at one point, someone ordered room service and they knocked on the door, and I was like, "Oh my God, what have you done? Like, we can't have room service seeing what's going on in here." But everyone just kind of hid behind walls, and
yeah.
it was
But it's
just.
your room. You paid for it, right? So
Yeah,
like,
but it's actually a very iconic hotel, and it,
sure,
it says in the
yeah,
thing,
okay.
that you can't film in there because I think a lot of people want to. And
And
so
people, I bet you people are right. So it's there, yeah,
I'm sure people are. I mean, I look for it now. I look for it, and I look for the rooms because they're pretty distinct.
especially now we all have phones in our pockets, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I mean, exactly. People have phones. Like I'm hoping to shoot on my part of a film on my phone coming up. So,
mm.
yeah, exactly.
Are you
That that little guerrilla style that I was alluding to earlier. I'm
yeah,
thinking I might have to do that on my phone because I want to shoot it on a ferry. And how you gonna do that?
the great lighting, great kind of cinematic design. It's like really interesting. You got intimate, and it It was all about the intimacy. It was all about the heart. So there, and but at the same time, you obviously used the location as your production design, but there was great costumes though. I thought the costumes were fantastic.
The costumes were just the actors brought their own clothes. I mean, we
Yeah,
kind of, I
they're
said,
very,
can you bring a few things?
yeah.
And they did, and we just picked them. Everything like the blocking and everything, like I said, we did that day of while we were there, figured out the shots, that were going to work. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't get everything I wanted, but I got a lot of great things. I got a lot of the footage on it was just too hard to pick from. Like we got some really beautiful shots. So,
So tell me about the post-production. You alluded to the sound design, which I thought was great and very subtle. And it was, especially when one location setting like that, it's like sound design is so important. But do you work with the same sound designer? Like, I mean,
I don't actually. This was a new sound designer, and a lot of it was her ideas. So kudos to her. She did a great job on the sound design. We had a lot of problems with the sound because it was in a hotel in Hollywood
yeah,
that was kind of busy, and so we definitely sound design. The sound editing took the longest.
did some
That
ADR work with the dialogue?
I think that we had to do that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't I don't remember exactly, but that was the biggest problem was the sound because it just there were so many noises in that hotel
sure.
and we just couldn't, make it. So a lot of some of the scenes that some of the cuts that the takes that I really wanted couldn't use them because of the sound.
Yeah,
That was kind of hard, but it is what it is. I mean, I knew it wouldn't be perfect when I set out. I knew that it wouldn't be a perfect, it was all done very inexpensively and very, last minute. And so I'm happy with what we got. And I certainly learned my goal was to learn. My goal was to become a better director, to become better with actors and to learn more about lighting and all of the things that go into a film. So it achieved its purpose for me and I think for everyone else too that was involved.
that's great. And then you do like what about the editing itself, the picture edits?
The editing is done by Demetria DeWald, who is, I think, a genius. So, she's got an amazing show that's coming out on HBO. That's her she directed and it's a documentary on I forget what the name of it is, but it's going to be beautiful. She's just an amazing editor. And yes, I work with her on everything I can work with her on.
So it sounds like you got a pretty
My
good.
go-to.
It sounds like you got your proficient, you got a good team, and like there's something about like what I took from the story is that in my experiences doing being in this industry is that everybody's like, oh, I got this great location and I want to shoot it there. And it's like, oh, but then it kind of flies by the wayside and you don't remember it, right? Whereas like you had the same experience, but you had backing, meaning that you had a script. So you could act, right? You had the blueprints. So it's like
Yeah,
I got this great location. Oh, wait a minute, I got this script in my in
yeah,
my my sock drawer that I can
yeah,
take out
exactly.
and shoot, right? I
Exactly.
got a
Yeah.
team of people, so I'm a producer and a writer. So I got these people who obviously respect me because this film showed me that the actors had a lot of trust in you. That goes without question, right?
Thank
The
you. Yeah,
scenes that
I
they
hope so. Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's pretty obvious that they do. So then you have that trust as a producer and this is all like independent. So I think it's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Like I said, I love I love directing. I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's all I want to do. So, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like
Oh, I,
I just want to do it every day.
I like doing this. Mike, that career is over. But yeah, yeah. So, but I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly
Yeah.
what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
yeah, so I mean, it's all I want to do. So I hope that I'm getting better at it as I go along, and I hope that the actors certainly hope that the actors that I work with trust me
yeah.
and feel safe in my hands, and that the crews that I work with feel respected and honored and for what they do because it's not a one-man show. It's silly to think that one person is
Oh, yeah.
gets credit for it all. Like that's nonsense. That's doesn't make sense to me.
So then what did Alicia think of the film when she first saw it?
I think she loves it. I think she's really
Yeah.
proud She's shown it. I know she's asked me to show the film to, producers
Sure.
and
Yeah.
other whom she is trying
Yeah.
to, when she's up, she's up for other roles. So I think that they're all proud of it. I think that they were all proud of the work that they did and what we accomplished in the small amount of time that we had.
And it's yeah, because there's an arc with her character and she's so great and it's all close-ups and it's all everything's for her real. Like it's like if I'm her agent, I'm like, I'm loving this film.
Oh,
Right.
good. Oh, I
Yeah.
like hearing
I'm just looking at
that.
from that point of view, right? That's why I was asking what you
Yeah,
thought of it. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but at the same time, there's a universal story here. I think that we all have these relationships, or most of us at least have these relationships in our life that all kind of define us and define who we are. And they all have their own kind of, they're similar, right? I'm looking back at my relationships. Everybody's similar, but they're all different. They're all unique and
Yeah,
different. They all kind of hopefully
yeah.
make me better.
And we're different
Sometimes
in all
worse.
of
Yeah.
those relationships too, right? Like we're different people and they make
Yeah.
us
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
roads to the next person. So yeah, thank you. I'm so happy that you picked up on that because I think a lot of festivals that it's been submitted to haven't picked up on that. It hasn't done as well in festivals as I had hoped. And
Yeah.
I think that that's partly because people haven't picked up on that nuance, and also because it's about an older woman's sexuality. And I think that that doesn't play very well to a lot of
You hope
festivals.
not, but I can tell you my theory because for where I sit, the perch that I sit at,
Okay, do tell.
is that it's a hard like it's there's lack of simplicity. So there's a hard film. I even had it as a question. I didn't ask the question, but how would you genre wise, how would you define this film? Where would you place it?
Drama as a
Yeah,
drama.
but it's a little bit experimental. It's a little
Yeah,
bit
for
political
sure.
elements.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what I'm trying to say, it's a hard film to define, right?
Oh,
And
yeah,
so and
yeah,
so it's a regular, so if it goes in a regular drama shorts lineup, it's a little bit more sensual than a regular drama, right?
yeah,
And so I think that there's conscious or subconscious fear to program it in the drama quote unquote category, right? So
yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'm not very good at those kind of those kind
Yeah,
of
that's
like
why I'm telling you. I'm telling
quantifying things.
I don't think
Like,
it's really you made a film, right? So, but
yeah,
I'm saying from just it's short film nuance, right? Like they're trying to program a bunch of films together into one, right?
yeah, I guess, yeah. And I'm just trying to make a little tiny piece of art,
Yeah,
you know, little tiny painting, a little,
exactly. Yeah.
you know,
So I'm giving you my theory why, because I think it's a great film. I don't think I
thank you.
think that well, you look at it from a story standpoint, it's great because it's like, I think it's very universal. Everybody can relate to everybody's very nostalgic about their relationships. You talk to somebody, they'll talk about everybody likes talking about most people do, I guess, right? And it's like, it's all about regrets and about like nostalgia, like the feel for the past, like that sexual kind of like that time in your life, right? You know what I mean? That
Mhm.
you wish you could go. Sometimes you wish you could go. All these kind of like emotional factors, right? So I think but it's also executed perfectly, like in terms of like the performances, the cinematography. It's like I'm just telling you where I sit, right? When I first watched your film, it's like yeah, it's like it checks all the boxes, right? But
Thank you. That's really nice to hear. Thank
yeah.
you so much.
So no, but so then but I'm saying that it's like so then if you're a regular festival, because this is we did you show this at the romance, I can show this in an experimental festival as well, because I'm able to maneuver. But if you look at a regular festival, they're like, okay, where are we going to place this film, right? Where
Yeah,
we put it? So
yeah. I guess I didn't think of that,
you're
but
not supposed to think. I'm saying you're not supposed to think of that. So basically, and forget it. Like as long as it plays and people like it, right? So
yeah,
somewhere,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, and some people have liked it a lot. So
Yeah,
like you,
no, that's what I'm telling you. It's there's something to it, right? And it's great for the act for she must love you because it's
well, I
great for
love
her. Yeah,
her. So,
yeah,
yeah, I think that we have a mutual affection for one another.
yeah. So now
So,
I want to see your other films. Well, maybe I can see them eventually.
oh, please watch them. Yeah. I would love that.
So what's next for you? I'm assuming you want to do a feature film.
I just finished two short films, just wrapped on two
Of
short
course you
films
did. Yeah.
in May and in June. And I really those I didn't write either of those. I
Oh, that's
strictly
good.
them.
Like that, you're interpreting someone else's vision. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was so much fun. That's what I've been that's what my goal has been, to interpret other people's words.
Yeah.
And they were both fantastic. So I'm super excited about one is called Old Friends, and that was shot back in Massachusetts. The lead actor is Trevor Petnick. He's from the boy band O-Town, and the lead actress is Alison Rothwell, produced by Hollywood, which is a production company back in Boston, in the Boston area. And the second film was shot in San Francisco. It just finished that two or 3 weeks ago. That was Shecky. It's about Old Friends is about a female stalker who stalks a guy that she knew in college, and then she finally gets him. It's a very thriller, and I had an amazing all-female crew on that as well. The cinematographer was Kat Holm, and she is phenomenal. She is just such a great cinematographer. And I had a really great production designer, Natasha. I can't remember her last name, but I loved working with her as well. And then Shecky, we shot in San Francisco. That is Demetria it's in edits right now. It's in post-production. That's about a man who buys a new house in San Francisco. Well, it buys a new house, and it is haunted by the ghost of a stand-up comedian from a vaudeville show in the 1940s who won't go away. So the guy has to figure out how to get rid of Shecky, who is this clown who shows up at night and won't let Jack sleep. Both were really fantastic crews and shoots, and I really had a lot of fun. Now I am finishing the first draft of my feature debut, I hope. I'm, producing it and financing it myself, so I'm
Mm.
keeping it really cheap and inexpensive. But it's strangulation, and it's about the creative process and how the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other, who is telling you to quit because it's stupid, and the other one who is like, I will die if you quit this thing. So but my protagonist is a dancer who has given up dance, and she is living in this gray world, this really lifeless world, until she hears that her former dance instructor is teaching a class nearby, and it sort of catapults her into this, world of being chased by both her critical voice and her creative self. It sounds really crazy, but it is also very experimental. I'm planning on shooting with 3 cameras, with a very tight crew, part of it guerrilla, part of it with licenses to shoot around San Francisco's financial district. And I have, again, a really beautiful, Alicia will be in that as well. She's playing the critical voice of Cheryl Quinn, who is my lead, Daphne. She's a beautiful, just emotional actress. I won't have a lot of dialogue. I'm shooting it very, like I said, experimental, very guerrilla, but my goal is to shoot that by the end of the year, hopefully in October. That's my goal, but I'm trying to raise like $50,000 to shoot that.
Wow, it's amazing. Well, it's coming up, I guess, right? So, but you seem to be
Yeah.
proficient, and you seem to be like I believe in that. I believe that you're going to get it done. So
Oh, thank you.
it's all
So,
you get that first feature out of your belt, under your belt. Just get it under your belt.
yep,
Learn
that's the
from it.
goal.
Obviously, try to make a good film, but learn
Yep.
from it, and then you're on your way.
I'm looking a lot at that film. I can never remember the name of it, but Brad Pitt was in it, and it was A Beautiful Life, or I keep looking at the script. I have the script, and it's
It's
just
just sorry,
uh,
go. Was it the experimental one that he did with Terrence Malick? Is that what you're thinking?
yes. Yeah, what's
Yeah.
the name of it?
Uh,
I,
it's on the tip of my tongue, but it's
and Sean Penn is in it.
The Terrence Malick movie, right? Where it's kind of
Yeah,
very artistic.
and
Yeah.
there's not a lot of dialogue. It's
No,
told
Tree of
with
Life. Tree of
yeah,
Life.
Tree of Life. Yeah, that's it. So I have the script, and I keep going through the script trying to like figure out how he told the story.
Yeah.
with images. And that's what I want to do because that's cheaper than dialogue, right? Shooting dialogue is so expensive because there's coverage and back and forth and, screwed up
Mhm.
lines and all that stuff. So I'm really trying to tell this story as much in imagery as possible. I feel like that's what happened with The Last Stripper. That was a 72-page script and an 85-minute film. And I think a lot of that was that telling it with images. And
Mhm.
so I'm looking at those models and trying to figure out how I can do that too and make it really meaningful and tell I want to be a film that speaks to all of our community, all of the creatives around the world who I know all have that same battle within themselves that I do, that I'm constantly plagued with. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? This is so stupid. I'm never going to make it. Why am I, I'm never going to make any money. Why am I doing this? And the other part of me that says, if I don't do this, I will die. Something in me will die. I can't not do this. It hurts too much. And then the other one who's like, but you're never going to make any money. You're not going to contribute to your family. And then the other
Well,
one's like, like those voices are.
if I'm your psychologist, who is that person who's saying that from your past?
Well, exactly. That that is my father. But and I think that that's what her critical voice is, her mother, right?
Yeah.
In my film Stagulation.
Yeah.
It's stagulation is strangulation and stagnant. I don't know how that. I'm I'm kind of dorky about that
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm working on next. And that's what I'm working on with as much focus as I can right now while my daughter is home from school.
That's
And it's
amazing.
hard.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's fantastic. I wish you the best of luck, best of success
Thank
with
you.
everything.
Thanks
And
for
let's talk
letting me
again
know.
when we showcase another film of yours.
I hope so. I
Yeah,
hope so.
for sure.